Hello SCCA artists, welcome to Art with Mrs. PM. Today we are going to slide into winter and we are going to make some winter penguins. We're going to also talk about space and how to create space on your paper. So what you're going to need is you're going to need some construction paper. You probably only need black and white, but I've added some blue in there because we might experiment with that. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need some glue. You're going to need an orange and a white crayon. You're going to, and then the rest of these materials are optional. So I'm going to play around with some felt. I might play around with some paint and maybe some cotton balls. You do not have to have all of these. You can gather some more fun materials, but we're going to make some unique penguins. So let's get started. First, I want you to take your black piece of construction paper and I want you to fold it in half like a hot dog bun. So we're gonna fold it in half and it's gonna be like a hot dog bun. Make that crease nice and strong. And instead of cutting it, I like to tear it. So then we're gonna fold it in half along the crease the other way. It should be a little easier to fold and press that crease and then fold it the other way. Press that crease and fold it the other way. Press the crease and fold it the other way. And we're just gonna, you can kind of dig your nail into it. We're just gonna make that crease more and more prominent, more and more. We're gonna make the crease bigger. And then you're going to lick. You're just gonna lick along here, or you can take a wet piece, if that grosses you out, you can take a wet piece of towel, wet paper towel, and just drag that around there. Put that moisture, so you licked it, and you're gonna turn it, and you're gonna lick it again. Or you can use a wet paper towel, just getting it a little bit wet, and you should be able to just press your hand down on one side, and it should rip perfectly. All right, we are going to do that again with either a white or light blue piece of paper. We're gonna be making a little bit of a mountain, so I thought a light blue could be cool. I also thought the blue could be cool as a background. So I'm creasing it. I folded it like a hot dog. I'm emphasizing that crease. I'm gonna lick it in just a second. Or take that wet paper towel across it. All right, now let's try ripping it. I'm gonna put that aside. Gently just tearing it. There we go. And then they should be pretty even because they're the same construction paper. Where are my scraps? Then I'm gonna do it with the blue, just because I want to experiment and see it. You don't have to do it a third time if you did black and white or chose your colors already, and that's fine. I just want to show you kind of the differences. So I might do a couple different sets, but you only have to do one. I just want to see how it looks. I love that about art. That art is a lot about just experimenting. You've heard me say before that art is not being afraid. Someone said this. This is not my quote. Art is not being afraid of making or creativity is not being afraid of making mistakes. Art is deciding which one to keep. So we are going to decide which one to keep. So these two haven't been cut. So I don't know. Let me see. Do I like white on black, blue on black, or white on blue? I'm gonna try all three. Let's see. I kind of like the white on blue, honestly. But you get to decide too. It's your artwork. So with the paper on top, we are just gonna cut out a mountain, okay? So you're gonna decide how far you want your mountain to be, because the black is gonna be the background. If you're doing, let's start with white. You're gonna decide how far down you want that mountain to be. And then maybe take a pencil. You're gonna need a pencil. I forgot to say that at the beginning. You might want to take a pencil and maybe just draw the top of a mountain. You could do a rounded mountain. You could do a pointy mountain. I think I'm gonna do mine a little bit. I like to make it super organic, super natural looking. So that's gonna be there. I'm gonna cut this out. Oh wait, it's gonna be like that. So I actually may go a little, let's see what that looks like. I may cut off a little bit more. So when you're cutting things, and I kind of like the organic movement. But when you're cutting things, you can always cut more off. You can't always put more on. But actually, that's not true. If you cut off too much, you can always glue it back on because we're gluing it down. Trying to get that nice, realistic mountain feel. All right, let's see. Actually, yeah, I think I'm happy with that. All right. We're gonna glue this down. When you're gluing, you want to put the glue on the side with the pencil lines. You don't need too much glue, but a good technique is to go around the outside. And then just squiggle in the middle. Get that outside as close as I can. Now, I've always had a too much relationship with glue, so I kind of like to just spread it out with my finger. I tend to use too much glue. Always been the case since I was your age. Just love to put a lot of glue on. You don't need that much. It works pretty well. Line up the creases. Okay, there we go. Pressing it down. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it aside, and I'm going to probably put like a book or something over it just so that it's pressing down. Okay, if you missed that, I'm gonna do it one more time, but I'm using different colors. My blue is gonna be my background. I'm gonna make a white mountain. If you wanna make a blue mountain, that's totally fine, your choice. So I'm lining up the bottoms. I'm gonna make this mountain a little bit shorter. I'm gonna cut off a lot more. And I'm gonna make it kind of round, just around. And then a little organic, a little bit like the Grinch looking mountain. All right. And I'm going to cut it out. I want to cut off all my pencil lines because I don't want those to be seen. Or if you still have pencil lines on it, you can just flip it. And turn it the other way so you don't have pencil lines. All right. Get that just a little bit more. Okay, so I want it this way. All right, there's my other mountain. You don't want to make it too short because we are going to put penguins on these mountains. Again, so flip it to the back, put glue all the way around the outside. A little bit in the middle. Oop. I like to kind of spread it around with my finger. You can use liquid glue for this too. And lining up the corners and pressing it down. And I'm going to put this one under the book too. I think that will help stick it. All right, let's put you under the book. Boom. nice pressure. So I'm gonna grab another piece of black paper and probably another piece of white paper. And so we're gonna work on our penguins. Now, remember the book, Tacky the Penguin? We are going to make some really fun penguins, and they don't all have to look the same. So again, we're gonna fold it in half like a hot dog bun. Fold it in half long ways. And then we're gonna make some different penguins. Now, we're still talking about space, so I want you to pay attention to space, okay? So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna help you, just follow along. We're gonna do circles, but we're gonna do a big circle. We're gonna do a little bit smaller of a circle. They don't have to be perfect. Then we're gonna do a little bit smaller. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna go a little bit smaller. Then we're gonna do a really pretty small circle, okay? So I don't know if you can see that, but I have a bigger circle, gets a little smaller, and then my circles just get smaller as I go down. We're gonna create symmetry when we cut this out. That's why we folded the paper. Okay, so now we're gonna cut these out. And we're gonna create symmetry. So these are gonna be some really round penguins. If you don't want your penguin super round, you can make your circles a little bit more ovalish, or you can put two circles together to make a body and a head. So that's gonna be my one penguin. I'm doing really simple penguins, so you can get as tacky or as creative as you want. You can maybe do like an 8 and do a figure 8 for a penguin. And then I'm gonna show you a few different ways to create the body of the penguin. Because penguins have a white tummy, right? So we're gonna make a white tummy and maybe an orange nose. Maybe, I don't know, whatever you wanna do, it's your penguin. But we have our different sizes. Now these different sizes are gonna make the penguins look closer and further away. So that's why it's important to follow the instructions for this. Give you guys a lot of creative freedom, but I want you guys to learn about space in this art project. Space is one of those things when you're doing 3D space. Oh, that's a little ovally. You come in and make that a little more circly. You can always fix your mistakes. All right, cool. Now we're gonna look at this, and then we're going to, so we're already folded in half, then we're gonna fold this half to the center, okay? And the reason why we're doing that, actually I'm gonna do this side. So fold this half into the center. And the reason we're doing that is so that we can see how to, what size wings we should make, okay? So we see this, and we're gonna make some wings for this guy. He's gonna be like, just however you wanna make your wings. I'm gonna do mine, your flippers, that is. So you wanna make like a tear shape almost, or you can make it super round, however you think a penguin wing should look. But you want to make it about the same size as that circle. Yeah. And we're folding it in half so that when we cut it out, we'll have two. That's good. I'm going a little bit smaller with each wing. Just looking, eyeballing it. You know, little baby wing, so little. Okay, and so when we're gonna cut these out now. I'm gonna try and keep these organized. Okay, so remember the symmetry. You're maybe a little unsure with how this will work, but I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna cut the wing out, and then we're going to cut the seam. Now we have two wings, and they're about the same. But if you don't want it to be the same, you can always do it again. Now it goes with my big guy. Little flippers, not wings, right? Penguins can't fly. Actually, I don't know if they're supposed to be called flippers or wings. Kind of gets harder when it gets smaller, right? Okay. I'm gonna come in and cut them all. Should have kept this a little bit more organized. I'm going to glue these down first because I'm already struggling finding the correct ones together. Things I should have thought about before. It's okay. This one goes with these. Match them up. This goes with these. This goes with this. All right, and now how I'm gonna glue them, again, whenever we're gluing, I want you to think about your pencil lines, okay? Start with this big guy. Think about your pencil lines. I don't see any pencil lines on this, so it doesn't matter what's the front or back. For these, I do see pencil lines, and so I want to put the pencil lines behind. So in order to do, I'm gonna flip this around, and we're gonna glue the wings to the back. That means actually that the pencil lines will be on top when we glue it, so that they'll be glued down on the paper. Okay, so you just need a dot. So this is the back of the penguin. So you'll just need a little dot right on the top of the wing, and you'll press it down. The pencil lines are showing right now because this is going to be the back of the penguin. I'm going to flip him over. I do not see the pencil lines on this, so I'm just going to do it the same. That's that side. Maybe this wing will be a little bit off. I don't want it to be totally symmetrical, but you can do that. Okay, I'm going to put this under my book or something heavy just so that it keeps it together. And I'm going to move on. I'm going to go to the back of my penguin. Pencil lines are going to be up just because we're gluing it together. And this is the back. So we want the pencil lines not shown. So that's going to be behind. Because we're going to put that side, this side is going to go on the back. Yep. Itty bitty one. I'm just gonna rub it like that. Rub it. Ah! So cute. Excuse me. No, the wing fell off. So you can get it as symmetrical as you want. Alrighty. So now we're gonna make the belly, before we put the penguins on, we're gonna make the belly of our penguins. So I'm gonna pull all these out. I'm gonna start with my big guy. Make sure these all worked. Okay. So I want this little penguin's arms to be up, flapping. So I have a few different options for the belly, and I'm gonna show you guys a few. One is you can just cut out a piece of paper to be the belly, a white piece of paper. I also have felt that I'm gonna do, because I just had some extra felt. You could do cotton balls, which could be kind of fun. You could do paint, or you could do a white crayon and color it in. So I'm gonna try a few of these. I think for this guy, I wanna do the felt, because I think that looks really fun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to measure about at the distance that I want the felt to be, maybe there to here. Don't want it to be too tall. I'm gonna do fold it so it's not too wide. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to just gonna fold it in half, and I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so that it fits in the belly. And I'm gonna go on that crease and make a circle. So it's a little bit smaller. I'm just eyeballing it. I think that's what makes it fun in art, is that things don't have to be perfect. I'm just gonna cut it around. And again, we're doing that symmetry technique. And then if this isn't working like I want it to, then I can come in and fix it. But I also want room for my eyes, so I may need to make it a little shorter. Or just push it down. I think that's good. All right, I'm gonna glue my pencil lines down on the belly. I wonder if this will work. I think so. I think felt sticks pretty good. So there we go, I got my belly. You may need to use liquid glue if you're using felt. Glue somewhere. Oh, it's sticking. I'm just gonna put a little dot. Yeah, it sticks. Okay. And then I'm gonna come in with my little orange crayon and draw a little beak. And then I might take a black pen or marker, do two little eyes. Then you could even like emphasize that beak by giving it an outline. Yay! I like it. You can add any details you want with that. All right, here's my first penguin. Next penguin, I think I'm going to do a white. Well, let's do the cotton balls. Let's do cotton balls because it's, well, no, I'll do cotton ball for that one. Trying to decide. I'll do, well, the paper works just like the felt, so I'm going to do paint so that you guys can see something different. Just going to put paint in my bowl, my jar, my plate that I don't have. Just going to put some paint on this, just a dot. You really don't need that much. If you have orange paint, you could do that with the beak too. Paintbrush. And then you can paint that belly. So So the thing with the paint too is that it might take a little bit longer to dry than glue. I got my paint on the belly. So there's paint. I'm gonna do my little nose, and for the nose I'm just doing a triangle, but you could play, because the triangle looks like a beak, but you could play with other shapes, make it some unique tacky penguins. I just want to experiment because I'm going to do this. There we go. Penguin number 2. And then this guy, I'm going to do the cotton ball. I'm going to use a little good glue for that. It's probably best to do the beak first. Look at that. I'm learning as I go. Eyes. You can do some eyelashes. Again, it's your art. You can make your penguins however you want. Be unique. Not sure if that will hold. Super fluffy penguin. I love it. Okay, getting into my tiny guys here. This next one I'm going to show you with crayon. That white crayon. I'm going to do the one that's not broken. So the crown doesn't show up as great. You gotta keep layering it and layering it. Whoops. There's the crown. And the last one I'm gonna do with the paper again. Just gonna use this. So I want it to be a little bit smaller. I'm gonna measure. I'm gonna fold it really tiny. I'm gonna measure again to make sure that it's not, yep, it will fit. Just holding it up to make sure it fits. And draw a little circle. My circle, test it, put glue on the side with the pencil lines, place it. I'm gonna do a little orange nose. It's gonna be really tiny. Some eyes. All right, so I have different penguins. They all look different and unique, different techniques. You can do the same techniques. I just wanted to show you some of those. Coming back to our mountain. So you can decide which one you want to do, or you can decide you don't have to do 2. You can make more penguins. Let me see, which one do I like better? What do I like the penguins on? I'm gonna do black or blue. I think I'm gonna do the blue one actually. I kind of like the blue. I might come back and make more penguins and do the black. But your choice. I like the blue. So we're gonna think about space. So we know the top of the mountain is the furthest away from us, right? Because we're here on the bottom. So remember our techniques of scale and size. We already did that by making each penguin a little bit smaller than the other. And then remember placement. Things on higher up on the page look further away. That's why the top of the mountain looks further away. So we're going to keep that in mind, and we're going to place our little penguin at the top. And then we're gonna place the next one. We're gonna order the size in the scale. And another technique that you can do is overlapping. So we could overlap that penguin to make him look in front too. And then our biggest penguin is gonna be right here down at the middle. And that's gonna look like these penguins are sliding down. So really cool. So I like that. I'm gonna glue them just like that, showing my different space and scale. I'm gonna flip this dude over, put glue on it. I might have to skip the paint one for now. Come back to him later, let the paint dry. Putting glue all on the outside. I'm gonna glue him down, kind of like his little flipper coming off the side. I pull off that glue so his little flipper can be bent. Be waving. Yes, I like that. Let's see. My paint's not dry. I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm gonna do the overlapping penguins. I want to do this one first because he's behind. Putting glue all on the outside. Place him down. And this one's going to overlap just a little bit so he looks like he's in front. I may not glue all the flippers down. I might kind of pull them up. I think that could be fun. So press that flipper down, but what if I bent this up? You know, creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is deciding which ones to keep, which mistakes to keep. So I want you to explore. Ah, that wing came off. That's okay. We're having trouble with it. Little dude. Way there at the top. He's so far away. Okay. You might want to let your paint dry. I'm just going to put glue behind it. For time's sake. And we are almost done with our study on space, sliding in, making unique tacky penguins. You could even like come in and add little hats with your construction paper and make them really awesome. Make your art your own, make your art you. Let's see, hold up his little flipper. Whee, okay. And there we have it.